Hey guys, it's Kahlen Barry. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. If you already know who I am, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought that it'd be a good idea to talk about my experience with every single zodiac sign dating wise. You might be surprised to hear that I've actually had experiences with almost every single zodiac sign. Whether it was a long-term committed relationship or if it was a 3-day chat on Tinder. Trust me, one of the first things that I ask people before I date them is what their sign is. I know I ain't shit for it, but I don't care. And I read their whole chart as a way of getting to know them better. We can skip the small chat. I'll just read your natal chart. Now before I get into this video, I just want to say that you cannot base relationships especially solely on sun signs, but I'm familiar enough with each zodiac and their placements enough to have gathered which traits of these people come from their sun, which traits come from their Venus, which traits come from their moon, etc, etc. But with that being said, make sure to slap that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell to be notified every single time that I upload new videos. I upload astrology videos every single Wednesday, and sometimes I flop and upload them on Thursday. But starting with Aries, somebody that I talked to 2 years ago was an Aries. We're actually friends now, so like it's all good. Like, you know, there's no bad blood, no beef or nothing like that. We were in the talking phase and never left it. And the reason why literally was nothing but personality differences. They just said tons of unnecessary rude things. And I feel like that's a Gemini trait too. But this person would just start talking mad shit about people. And I'd be like, why are you being like that? Even though I'm a Gemini, I feel like I'm a Sagittarius low-key. It's actually my esoteric sun sign. And a direct opposite of Gemini. That has nothing to do with this, but I just want to say, like, I do possess like that free-spirited, like, positive vibe about me. Like, yes, I do talk shit, everybody talks shit, but for the most part, I try to be kind and, like, nice to everybody, and the only reason I ever have a problem with somebody is they do something to me directly. Like, they have to actually do something to me for me to have a problem with them. Other than that, we're chill. I don't care who you have beef with, it ain't my beef, you know? But like I said, this person was just very, like, catty. And when I would say stuff about it, like, the person would get very heated, very defensive, very angry. And then I would end up, like, not wanting to, like, conversate anymore, and then they would call me back apologizing, and would just be like this process of like them constantly saying like rude ass, like over the top shit, and then them apologizing for it because they just said stuff to say. It was like for shock value kind of thing. They're very impatient as well, like very impulsive. Anyway, ended up not working, but the person matured and got like a lot better, and now we're like friends and we're like chill or whatever. They're funny and they're dating somebody else and they're in a happy, healthy relationship, and I'm here for it. So Taurus, I've actually never talked to a Taurus like that, but I have had a kind of talking experience with one that never went anywhere, that kind of just went into straight up us being friends like off the bat. But anyway, what I picked up on Taurus people in that manner is that they're just really reliable, and that's like a good thing because I can't tell you how many people in my life, especially in the dating scene, that have just been unreliable pieces of trash. They're those people that really are the ride or dies, and they don't do it in like the super dramatic over the top ways either. It's just like the little things that you forget about that really are important. Taurus people possess. But something that I also did notice, you can't argue with them. And obviously, as we all know, Taurus people are stubborn, but no, like seriously stubborn. They do not change their minds. So I feel like in relationships that can be a problem if they're not willing to compromise. But the thing is, when it comes to people they love, that's when Taurus people will be open to change. Even if they don't want it, they'll still be open to it when it comes to people they love. So they can make compromise, but like they don't like to. And that can be an issue depending on which Taurus you're dealing with. But look, they know how to cook, they make some good meals, and I feel like their biggest thing is don't start none, won't be none. And I'm sure they make great partners as well, but I never experienced it, so I can't really sit here and spill the tea on that, you know? So now on to Gemini. Oh my gosh, I had literally one of the worst experiences ever dating this Gemini, and their Venus was in Cancer, and that's like another topic. We'll talk about that because I also dated a Cancer. But the thing is that there are two different Geminis. There are Geminis that are more mature, and then there are Geminis that never grow up. I ended up trying to be with one that didn't ever want to grow up, and the thing about it is this person was just like extremely like in la la land, if that makes sense. We only even started talking because we both got out of a relationship, and we helped each other get out of a relationship by talking to each other about how our relationships were toxic, and then we became partners through that, which is not a good idea, honestly. This person like romanticized everything. So I'm a very independent person, and that has to do with my Capricorn rising and going through all the things that I've been through as a child. It's made me have to grow up really fastly, you know what I mean? And this person grew up in like a really nice home, a really privileged life. By the way, you can come from a privileged life and still be like independent. I'm not saying that you can't, but this person wasn't, and they had not yet learned that independence. And they would say like how their parents were like super possessive and controlling and forcing them to do something they didn't want to do, forcing them to go to college they didn't want to go to, and to go into a career field that they didn't want to go into. So I was like, you know what, that is messed up. And obviously we were like talking during this time, so I was was like, you know what? Just come to Michigan. They're from California. You gotta get some independence sometime. Like, you have to learn at some point. But what I realized is that this was a game to this person and this wasn't serious. They weren't coming here to genuinely like get independence. And my reason for them coming here wasn't even because I just wanted them to be in person with me, even though I was, you know, dating them. Of course, you know, I did want to see them, but that wasn't even my reason for inviting them. I genuinely wanted them to get that life experience and that freedom that comes with being an adult. And the whole time this person was like, oh my God, this is like Cinderella. You know, I'm running away to my Prince Charming. And really romanticizing the whole situation. Like, I'm saving them from like their evil parents. Like, this is a Disney film. And at first I thought it was just a joke, but like, no, it was dead ass serious. They would ask me like, do I want to get married like soon? And obviously, you know, I play along, haha, yeah, we're gonna get married, LOL. I'm 19, like obviously I ain't trying to actually get married this second. And especially when you haven't even been here that long and we haven't even been dating that long. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep it real, I'm not about to marry you, you know what I mean? But when I would joke, they'd be like, no, I'm serious. And then when they would say that, I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna marry you right now, what? And like laugh, because obviously it's funny to me, like maybe that's not funny to them, but they would genuinely get mad about it. And I also know that has to do with like their Cancer Venus, because Cancer people want family, they want marriage. And that was another thing. They would ask when we could have kids because they wanted to be a housewife. And I'd be like, I'm not having any kids. Not right now, the hell? They had to fly to a family event that was taking place in Atlanta, but they were supposed to come right back after. I find out on their Instagram story that they went back home to California. They didn't even tell me that they went back home to California. And I found out through an Instagram story. And I was just like, what the fuck? But the Gemini part of it was just like so childlike. Everything's a game, like adventurous. They also love to argue like all the time, like just for mental stimulation. And even though I'm a Gemini, I couldn't even keep up with it. Like, my hands were full. I felt like I was raising a child and this was supposed to be a relationship I was in. So now on to Cancer. So this one is equally as bad. To be honest, I just did not have really good luck in my past relationships. So this one, ooh, this one makes me so upset too. Anyway, we met on Tinder and I was talking to this person and they lived about 2 hours away from me. So I just remember the first time that we met up and actually hung out. My friend Maddie, who I love so much and is a ride or die ass friend, drove us all the way there, all the way back. And the first night I should have known like how flaky this person was, which is a Cancer trait because I've had Cancer friends that are really flaky as well. We were supposed to meet at this club, so we got there after driving for 2 hours and this person like wasn't texting me, like wasn't checking their DMs, nothing. So I had no idea what the heck was going on. But things happened and this was our first time meeting, so I wasn't really like tripping over it. So we ended up meeting and all that jazz. And it seemed chill, like it seemed like they were cool, like dope. But then things started repeating themselves and they became the pattern and I was like, eh. So this is about the third time that I went to actually go see them. And I just remember them like telling me, please come to the club with us, come hang out with us. And I don't drive. So literally I paid $150 in Lyft because it's how much of a ride or die person I was. And this was at the point where I feel like it was about to be something serious too. I went all the way to their city. I get dropped off at the club and I had this big ass like suitcase because I was supposed to stay there for a couple days. But anyway, the club closed. So I'm outside this club talking to these random strangers. Half of them are drunk. And I'm like, where can I go like just to sit? So they point me to this Jimmy John's that I go inside of. So I ended up texting them on Instagram and I think I waited for like an hour. And I'm sitting here thinking that they're literally not about to come. But anyway, eventually they do come. But it was just kind of one of those things like, why couldn't you just like DM me or tell me like what's going on kind of thing? Especially when you asked me to come there. And honestly, I don't know why I let it go on for so long. I have no idea why, but I did. And I think eventually got to the point where I was supposed to go to Pride and we were supposed to go hang out and like it was another flaky thing that happened. So then I literally wrote them this long ass Gemini paragraph telling them like it ain't about to happen, it ain't about to work. And then we got into this really big fiasco and they started like subtweeting me and saying all this shit because they got mad because I blocked them on everything. So now on to Leo. Now, Leo people are very sexy. That is one thing that I can say. I love Leo people. But this situation was very odd to an extent because that good Leo energy that I love, like in my Leo friendships, in the beginning when I first started talking to them, they were so like bright and passionate and they had such a good heart and they just seemed like the dopest. They made me feel so good about myself. I loved talking to them. We would stay on the phone all night long talking to each other, falling asleep on the phone together. And then all of a sudden things just started getting weird. And it had to do with like me to an extent, but what I didn't like is like how this person was like so picky, if that makes sense. This is where I get this Leo vibe, especially in relationships where they want you to be exactly what they want you to be. And if you're even slightly off, they will fucking like pick you apart, like point out every single thing that they don't like about you. But anyway, I just remember I would say sorry a lot. And this is something that I do that I'm still working on. I'm just always apologizing. I don't know why. I always just say sorry. I say sorry way too much. But I don't think that's a negative thing. I think that's more like, obviously I've been hurt in my life, so now I feel like the need to apologize, which is a bad thing. But this person would get annoyed by the fact that I said sorry a lot and would be like, oh my God, are you not confident in yourself? Why are you always apologizing? You're trying too hard to please everybody. You try too hard to impress people. And I was like, what? How am I trying too hard to impress people just because I want people to be like happy and I don't want to like ruffle people's feathers and I respect people? Because I literally respected the person that I was talking to, and there would be things that like obviously I did that annoyed them, so I would apologize for them, or I would try like my best to understand why I was annoying them and to not change myself, because that's not what I'm about to do for any person that I'm with, but to acknowledge it and be self-aware, because I don't think there's anything wrong with being self-aware. If you're doing something that's hurting other people, then you should be self-aware of it. Now if you're doing something that shouldn't hurt anybody, that's harmless, then bitch, I'm gonna be who I am. But if I'm actually offending and hurting people, then I want to know like what's up. But this person would get mad at me because I would annoy them about some shit, but then they would also get mad that I would apologize that I annoyed them and try to understand why I annoyed them. Like, what? All they wanted me to do was please them, but then when I would try to grow for myself, they'd be like, wow, you try too hard to please other people. Like, what? But now on to Virgo. So my current relationship that I am, my boyfriend, he is a Virgo. I love my boyfriend very, very much. Something that I really love about him is that he's really good at encouraging me and keeping me going and kind of fixing my life, because I'm a Gemini and I'm scattered and I'm a mess. And he's really good at helping me, I guess, like put all that energy into being more productive. So a lot of things I get done with him, just his presence helps me get a lot of things done even without him saying anything. And it's never that I've been lazy, like I've always been so ambitious because of my Capricorn rising, but it's like he brings that ambition and helps me like actually set goals and like kind of plan it and turn it into something tangible. Like he's really good at giving advice, he's really good at giving video ideas, he comes up with so many creative things. But the thing that I be trying to tell him sometimes is he has to take care of himself too, because I feel like he really tries to take care of everybody else. Like he really is a caretaker. And I see that as a common pattern in like Virgo people. Like even though sometimes they're trying to fix everyone else's messes, they don't fix their own. And that can be in good and bad, because obviously that can be like in a judgmental way if you're like criticizing somebody and telling them how to clean their mess and then you don't fix your own demons. That's one thing. But I feel like it's also on the other hand where they try to actually help other people, and not from any negative intentions, from pure intentions, but they don't take care of themselves. But now getting into Libra. So I've actually never dated a Libra, but Quamel's rising is Libra, and obviously I know that it's not the same thing, but I can tell you exactly how it plays in our relationship. He's always playing devil's advocate all the time. Like literally I could be like, these headphones are white, and just randomly just say some stuff, and he'll be like, actually there's like gray on them, and I'll be like, why did you have to like try to refute what I'm saying? Why is like everything an argumentative essay? And he can't make his mind up. That's something I learned. Like he'll go on long tangents about like which thing he should buy. Like should he buy this RAM or should he buy that RAM? Like computer parts for his computer, or should he save his money, or should he get this? He really will go on for like 30 minutes before he makes his mind up, and even then he won't be satisfied with the decision he made. So now on to Scorpio. Scorpio. I love how that theme song happened on accident, but now it's just like a thing. So Quamel's Venus is Scorpio. And something about Scorpio lovers is that they're very mysterious, and they're not like me where I'm like a Venus and Leo and I'm super affectionate and super smothering. They're not super smothering at all. It's like they love you on the times that they just like want. Like randomly out of nowhere, you won't expect it, they'll start cuddling on you and like wanting you to hold them and stuff like that. They have their moments, like a certain time of day where they just want, you know, to be loved and to be loved on. But Scorpio people are very like hard-shelled for the most part. Not everybody's gonna see that soft, vulnerable side of them, and that's why honestly I don't think anybody's seen the sides of Quamel that I have dating him, because Scorpio people are not the same to everybody else as they are in their relationships, because those people get to really see that vulnerable part of them underneath the shell. And I feel like once you see the vulnerable side of a Scorpio, like you never go back, like you fall in love with them, because it's just like such a soft, pure thing. And I feel like Scorpio people get really bad reps, but honestly they are such good lovers, such sweet lovers. They love so hardcore. And they're water signs, so they have that compassion and also that assurance that I feel like I need personally in relationships. They're always like the bad boy, bad girl type, but then you get to see that soft part of them and you're like, you know what, you're a softie, you're a teddy bear. Who you trying to fool? So Sagittarius people, I have not had any like actual relationship experience with, not in a dating way, but as far as friendships, I can say that they're like extremely going all the time. I don't think they settle down. That's why I also think in relationships they can be good because they're positive and uplifting, but if they don't have somebody that's giving them that same energy and also lifting them up and being just as open-minded and free-spirited as them, then it's not gonna work, because Sagittarius people cannot be held down the same way Geminis can't be held down. They need their freedom. They need to be able to go do what they want, go travel the world. They want to run away. They need somebody to run away with them. So if you ain't down for the ride, then don't even hit up a Sagittarius, because they ain't here for it, boo. They need you to be down. If you ain't down, then it ain't gonna work. So now on to Capricorn. So what I can say about Capricorn, because I have had experiences with them, is that they are so, it's similar to Leo but different, not in like the extremely like you have to change this about yourself or I hate you. They just really crave uniqueness and difference. And it's kind of one of these things, like when you let down a Capricorn and you make a Capricorn person disappointed, like you feel so guilty because they just see this special thing in you that you might not even see in yourself. So when you do something that makes them like look at you differently than that amazing vision of you that they had, because they literally see so much good and the potential in every person, and when you crush that by your actions, you feel like such shit, because they will literally lift you up so much. Like they'll be like, you know what, you can do this, you can do that. That's why they're so ambitious and so like successful, because they can see the good. They would be really good casting directors too. They'd be really good managers. They'd be good at finding talent and nurturing that talent and bringing it up and bringing people up in that way. And when people are like lower than them, they feel like they have to bring them up with them. But in relationships, it's just like they are very stubborn. So once they see something in you that they ain't fucking with, they don't forget about it, and then they just like basically force themselves to get over you, and they distance themselves. Like they completely shut off, shut down, and distance themselves because they don't even like opening up as it is. Every single thing that they deal with privately. It doesn't matter how close you are to them either. Like you can be extremely close to a Capricorn person and they will still like deal with their biggest, darkest demons by themselves. They like dealing with that shit alone. In a relationship, you know, you want to talk about some things, but they don't need that from you. What they need is somebody who's going to motivate them just as much. They want somebody who's going to bring the same things to the table, somebody who's unique, somebody who will make them think, you know, somebody innovative, somebody that'll push them, because they're charismatic and they want somebody to push them just as hard as they push other people, and they want to build an empire together. Like I really just don't have anything bad to say about Capricorn people, and I'm not going to force myself to. So love you bitches. When you get rich, just donate to my PayPal. So Aquarius, I have never had an experience with an Aquarius person relationship wise, I don't think. I feel like I would be scared to like even approach them in that way, which that's a thing that like also sucks. Like they're such good people, they're such kind-hearted people, and they love everybody, but they're so hard to read. And my thing is like when I can't read somebody, especially being a Gemini who can navigate the scene like nobody's business, if I can't read you, I just feel like at a disadvantage. Like I can't put myself in a position like that. I need to have that, you know, comfort to just like understand you, because I have a gift of discernment in a sense, and I'm really good at reading people's characters and their vibes, and Aquarius people always confuse me and baffle me in that way. And I can never like really know what's going on in their head, and it literally scares me. Even though I know they are very beautiful beings. My brother's an Aquarius, I love him very much. My friend Angel's an Aquarius, she is such a sweet soul, I love her to death. She is so supportive, and obviously a lot of Aquarius people watch my channel. And something about Aquarius people that I'm starting to realize, and I'm so happy I've come to this, is that I always thought they weren't like there for me because I'm such a like ride or die loyal, like in your face loyal kind of person. So I never like felt like, you know, Aquarius people rode for me like that. But I'm starting to realize that a lot of Aquarius people are the ones in my life that have always been there in silence, but they've always been there. And they know everything that's happening, even if you feel like they don't know anything that's going on in your life, they still do. It's like they're just from a distance, and I feel like that might have to do with them maybe not wanting to get too close to other people. So now on to the last sign. This is Pisces, and I got some tea. So this is like a relationship past experience I've had with a Pisces person, but What I can say is that Pisces people will make you feel so bad for them. You will go do everything for them. I never thought I'd be that person that becomes like a sugar daddy in a relationship, but Pisces people literally make you like sugar daddies. It's just like they seem so helpless even when they're not, that you just feel like you need to take it upon yourself to like go do something to like take care of them. It's some weird shit. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a defenseless kind of thing. And obviously they're the oldest sign, so they've been through the most. I feel like they kind of just have this mindset. They've been through so much shit. It's just like, fuck this. Like, now bitches need to do something for me. You know what I mean? Like when you go through a lot of stuff, you know how there's people who feel like you owe them something? Pisces people are like that. Like, you owe me something because I've been through so much shit. So like, here I am. So you might as well get it from me. And the thing is, they don't even like blink an eye when you like do the things for them either. Like, that's another thing about it. I feel like they're used to it. That they're used to people doing things for them. They're kind of like old, like grumpy old men. Like, that's their spirit animal. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. This ended up being way longer than I thought. I didn't realize I was gonna jump into the TT about my relationships, but I guess you really just got everything, huh? Make sure to check out my astrology playlist that I'm gonna put right here that you can just click and binge watch every single one of my other astrology videos. I upload new ones every single Wednesday. Make sure to slap that like button if you have not already. Also subscribe and tap that bell to be notified next upload. I love you guys so much, and I will see you super soon with a new video. Bye.